Hello, it is Foundation Friday, September 6th, 2024. Steve Sipress here with another in our multi-part series on the fantastic foundational book, 2,239 Tested Secrets for Direct Marketing Success, compiled by the great Denny Hatch. And we're towards the end of the book, and we were in a chapter titled Telemarketing, which I could easily have skipped because that's not a big thing that people do now. Now in the world of the internet, there's cold email. People that don't know any better just call it spam, but professionals call it cold email, and there is an art and science to it. You wouldn't get any spam. There wouldn't be any spam filters. There wouldn't be any spam boxes if it didn't work, because people wouldn't keep sending it. So, of course, it works. We call it cold email, and telemarketing is cold phone calling, which with the do not call registry and all that kind of stuff is kind of gone by the wayside. Cell phones, people don't answer them anymore. However, as I perused through the tips in the telemarketing chapter, I came across one that is appropriate for every piece of communication you're going to do in terms of advertising or marketing. And so this is Mary Ann Falzone, and I had never heard from her, never heard of her, didn't know who she was, so I looked it up, and she was a top recognized world expert on telemarketing. But as you'll see, her tip here has to do with all outreach for advertising and marketing. Pay attention, pay heed to Mary Ann Falzone, or basically myself or anybody else that teaches effective marketing for business owners, professionals, entrepreneurs. She says to understand everything you possibly can about your prospects or current customers before you begin to outline a dialogue with them. And she's talking about a dialogue over the phone, but this could be a dialogue over email, social media, anything at all. Here's just some of the things you want to know, because she says understand everything you possibly can. Can't list all of that in the book, or even most of it, but in a couple of paragraphs here, here's just some. And really, this is just some of what you just have to know to have the most effective advertising or marketing or social media messaging or anything. So as I go through this list, take some inventory, some mental inventory of the messaging that you send out. And if it ever doesn't work like you like it would, well, here's the reason why. Because you probably didn't know all of this about your prospects or current customers. Or again, this is just scratching the surface. Who are they? Why do they need what you have? How would they use it? What else do they buy from you or your competitors? What problems would your product or service solve for them? How important are these problem solutions to them? What obstacles, real or perceived, need to be overcome before they're likely to make a purchase? Who else might influence this decision? What impression, if any, do they have of your company or companies like yours? What other communications have you had with them now and in the past? If they're current customers, how long has it been since they last purchased from you? What kinds of things do they usually buy? Have there been any problems, like product quality, delivery, bad publicity, etc., that might come up in the discussion? So, for instance, a couple of things really hit a nerve that I have found that very few business marketing, advertising communicators even pay attention to is what impression, if any, do they have of your company or companies like yours? See, it's not enough to say like, well, you know, I'm a plumber and we have all 1,000 5-star reviews on Google. Well, however, what about other plumbers? Maybe this prospect has had a bad experience with another plumber. Well, that weighs on you to overcome that, because they think all plumbers come in stinking and smelling of smoke and cursing in front of the kids, and they don't wipe their boots off, and they're late, and they overcharge, and they do shoddy work. I mean, whatever experience they have with someone similar, companies like yours. And if you're a plumber, it doesn't even have to be a plumber. It can be anybody at all, that contractor that came into the home to do something. It could be a heating and air guy, a painter, a landscape. It can be any at all that did those things. Oh, yeah, I hired somebody once to come to the house. I forget what it was they did, but man, they were late, they overcharged, they stunk, this, that, whatever. So, you know, I'm wondering about hiring this plumber. See? So you've got to know even something you think you wouldn't need to know because you have a perfect reputation is what impression do they have of companies like yours? Makes a difference. And you need to address that in your advertising and marketing to have the ultimate effectiveness. So here's, of course, what I was thinking. And, when I say, of course, is because I am now, my main thing now is my company, AI Growth Wizards. You can go to aigrowthwizards.com and get on the phone with me about how we use AI to take all the, or as many as we can, or as many parts as we can of all the boring, repetitive tasks that you and your team members, your employees, your staff members, your 1099s, whatever they are, team members of your company, all the stuff they have to do that they hate doing, you hate that they do it. You'd rather have them doing higher level stuff in the hours you're paying them for so you can make more money. You'd like to keep them longer so you want them to like their job, not hate doing these boring, repetitive, crappy tasks that they make mistakes because they hate them, or they don't do them, or they don't do them properly or on time or at all, or you don't. So all of these questions, by the way, when you program, basically, when you key in to AI tools, how to do this effectively, you can't just ask plain English. But when all of these questions are something that easily, I have, for instance, my own custom GPTs that do all this stuff. They do all this prospect, customer, market research, asking all these questions and many more. And man, that's really one thing that AI chatbots, Claude, Copilot, ChatGPT, whichever one or ones, I recommend use multiples, that you love to use, or your own custom ones, of course, which again, we can build for you fairly quickly and easily, or give you one we've already built. You go to aigrowthwizards.com. We can get you going with this stuff. But before you put out any messaging or put any money into any marketing or advertising or any time into social media posts or anything, man, you want to know all these questions, like Marianne Falzone is cautioning that you want to know, so you can have maximum effectiveness. Hopefully that's what you want. Maximum effectiveness with all your marketing, even though email or social media posts basically free, just the time it takes, basically, maybe a little monthly charge for your email provider or whatever, but the opportunity cost. You could have sent a better message. You could have been more effective if you did the research like this. Well, why would you pour through all these questions and do all this research? AI does that almost instantly, and they do it much better than humans. Then we take that research and we act on it. But that's one of the big strengths of these LLMs, these large language models, is their ability to very quickly and thoroughly do research. Highly recommend you do it. And that is the tip this week from the fantastic foundational book, 2,239 Tested Secrets for Direct Marketing or any kind of advertising, marketing, or sales success, compiled by the great Denny Hatch. That'll do it for today. Thanks for being here, and I'll catch you back here again tomorrow with another money-making tip for you on Social Media Saturday. Catch you then.